it having a solid story.
Fairly debatable,
and all that.
But okay.
So,
I swear to God.
that was a weird one. Hey, Nick.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
What is up?
What 3 movies would you say are the best that you've seen maybe in the last year or so? And please explain why.
Well, for starters, Black Panther is at the number 1 of my list.
Because why?
Well, I'm a comic book guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Black Panther character, and honestly, it was just a good movie, and it's cool to see, like, it's cool that, like, we have a movie, you know what I mean? Like, the majority, except for, like...
Marvel fans?
Well, no, black people. It's nice that we're able to, like, see black characters brought to life, and, like, they're represented as not thugs or, like, gangsters or drug dealers and stuff like that, like...
What about Blade?
Well, Blade, low-key, was a serial killer. He was a cool character, but, you know, Black Panther, the main character, is a king. He's the leader of, like, the most technologically advanced nation on the planet.
Okay.
The most wealthy nation on the planet.
You've heard that whole saying, right? Because how everyone is saying what you just said. It's good to have black people be a superhero and everything, and this is like a big deal. And then other people bring up the fact that Blade was a black superhero.
Yeah, I'm not saying Black Panther was the first one to do it.
Okay.
I'm just saying it's nice to see another one aside from Blade.
Okay.
If you count Blade as a superhero.
Would you count Blade as a superhero?
That is a good question.
Yes, indeed.
No.
Oh, okay.
And here's
Moving
why.
On.
No, I definitely like the Blade movies, but I feel like he's not so much worried about saving people as he is killing vampires. You know what I mean?
For personal gain.
Yeah, you could argue it's personal gain.
I mean, I don't know. I've never seen Blade 1 or 2.
You should, man.
Is there a third Blade?
There was a third one. It was kind of the I'd say the Dark Knight Rises of the group, where you can watch it and it's not a bad movie, but it's just not as good as the first two.
Another good movie that you in the past year or so.
In the past 12 months, I'd say Get Out. I like Get Out.
Mm-hmm. Now, why?
Because honestly, like, it was just handled really well, especially from Jordan Peele. Because I've only seen Jordan Peele from like Key and Peele. So
as most people.
Yeah, like I only knew him as a comedic actor, and then he did this movie. It was just really well directed, well written, and it was an interesting take on the horror genre.
Would you consider it horror, or would you consider it mystery? Mystery thriller. Comedy.
I wouldn't put it as a comedy. I'd put it as a horror, because that just seems like a really scary ass situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not want to be that guy.
Mm-hmm. But did it scare you?
Were
there scary moments in the movie, or was it really like, wow, I really wouldn't want to be in that situation?
It was like I wouldn't want to be in that situation. I wasn't so much like scared, but it was kind of like I was definitely on the edge of my seat. Like whenever he went into that kind of trance.
Mm-hmm. Were you on the edge of your seat because you were scared and you were worried about what was going to happen next, or were you on the edge of your seat because you were intrigued and wanted to see what was happening? God, yeah.
Well, both. I was intrigued by the story, and I definitely wanted to see what was going to happen next. Yeah.
Any other movies you wanted to talk about?
Logan.
Oh, yeah, cool.
I like Logan because they, it's a comic book character, but they didn't treat it like a superhero movie. They treated it like a drama movie, basically just about a guy who was like suffering and was kind of like at the edge of his rope, and it's like he doesn't really have anything to live for, and then the X-23 character comes in and he doesn't like want to necessarily live for that reason. At least like at the beginning, but it's kind of like he has to. And
it was a nice send off.
Oh yeah.
For who was it again?
Hugh Jackman.
Oh, I was gonna say Christian Bale. Yeah, it was. I would agree with you that it was a good send off. For him.
It was tight. What about you? What are your top 3?
Shape of Water was phenomenal.
Interesting. Why?
I think it was just really well done, and I fucked with the story.
What about it was so well done?
Everything, set design, cinematography, the color of everything really blended well with the story and the characters and all that. It was good. It was gritty, but at the same time, mythological.
It had like a fantastical element to it.
Fantastical, nice little, fairy dust thing. And those fucking eggs, man. Those eggs were spot on. I know I could have eaten those hard-boiled eggs, but I can't because I'm vegan.
I didn't see the movie, so
Shout
I
out
have
to
no idea what you're talking about.
But yeah, that movie was just insanely well done, and all the actors were phenomenal, especially the main one, whose name escapes me. I cannot remember her name for some reason. But she did great, especially for the most part not having a single line of dialogue in the entire thing.
That's right, because she was blind.
Yeah, because she was, just being able to express her emotions and did it incredibly well. And I understood everything she was going through. I understood every emotion. Fantastic job. Loved it. 10 out of 10. The other movie I was thinking of, by the way, you did very good at that little funny there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I do.
What was the second movie that was in your top 3 favorite?
Man. I'm going to give a quick little shout out to my main man M. Night Shyamalan, because Split was not fantastic, but it was good, and that's surprising from M. Night.
You know what? I agree with you. I completely forgot about Split, but man, everybody at my dorm, they were just like shitting on it.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't like it, and
I would not be that person. I would be giving it a good review.
Yeah.
But why were they shitting on it? What were they saying?
I don't even remember. Sometimes I just tune them out, but it was like something about the plot. They were saying like it didn't make any sense, and I guess another thing which I thought this was like maybe like a more valid.
It didn't make any sense.
I don't know, man. That's just like what they were saying, and I hadn't seen it at that point, so I went back home.
But you've seen it.
Yeah, I saw it after everybody else saw it, and when I watched it, I thought it was a pretty interesting movie, and I like that it spoiler alert, the tie-in at the end basically tied into.
Yeah, if I didn't already know beforehand and had that spoiled for me,
I had it spoiled for me too.
Yeah,
so that's kind of.
I would have not known what the fuck was going on. I would have just been like, "Hey, I know who that man is."
Yeah, if it wasn't spoiled for me, I would have. I think I would have enjoyed it more. I was just expecting it to come in. I was expecting it the entire movie, which takes away that shock value, But overall, they were talking about it was like 23 different personas. Now, even though we didn't see all 23 personas, we saw like enough. I think it kind of would have dragged on if they made us go through like every single one, and then it was an interesting, I guess, super villain M. Night Shyamalan kind of origin story, and I liked the explanation of the different personas because they were saying like it was like how he survives basically. It was like some sort of psychological adaptation. And I thought that was a pretty cool spin on it.
Yeah, but like, I mean, if they had taken that part out, it still would have been good to me, and it really didn't make that much of a difference.
Yeah, it
didn't make it the experience. It wouldn't have made the score higher, and it wouldn't have made it lower or anything like that. made it the same. That did not have that much of an effect on me, even though I understood what was going on, and I was like, oh, it was another one, but it really wasn't that big of a deal to me. But it's still, if you had taken that out, it still would have been a really decent movie, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
immensely.
You immensely enjoyed a fairly decent movie. I fucks with it. What about your third favorite?
You know, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Ah, yes.
Fucks with it. Hardcore.
Interesting. Why?
First off, it was a Marvel movie, so yeah, everything checks off in terms of like it being well made, it having a solid story,
fairly debatable,
and all that.
But okay.
So,
I swear to God.
That was a weird one. Okay, no, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Yeah, it checks off everything, but like, for me, it was like, I don't know. I really enjoyed Michael Keaton. I really enjoyed what's his butt.
He was
his name.
Tom Holland.
Yeah, Tom Holland. I really enjoyed it.
He was a great Spider-Man. Michael Keaton, man, the way they handled Vulture, like he was definitely one of the better Marvel villains.
Yeah, I mean, some people were saying that his motives weren't really like all there. I've heard that somewhere. Someone said that, and I was like, really?
I guess for the sake of argument, I could see what they're saying, but his motives, while they're not like necessarily spoon-fed to the audience, you still understand what his motives are and why he has those motives.
He was sick of his job and getting, he was suckered in and like not being well paid all that much, and then he was like,
he had to provide for a wife and a child, so it's kind of like, okay, he's gonna do what he has to do. I'm not justifying what he did, but it's like, okay, well, I understand why. It's not like he's just like, I want to rule the world for whatever fucking reason.
No, yeah, it was just him getting money. And that was basically it. He was just stealing shit and getting money.
Yeah.
That was all. There was no, I'm going to rule the world, like in, some certain movies, like this one, Batman v Superman. That was kind of bullshit. But
I don't think anybody said they tried to rule the world in that one.
What's his name?
Really, who said it? Find the quote. How about that? Find the quote, the actor and the character.
It was Mark Zuckerberg. And I know he said something about just...
he said something about it, you just don't know what he said. Interesting.
I don't know what he said, but I do know that it was leading to him being the supreme being of the entire world, which was just bullshit.
Let me ask
like it.
Let me ask the producers, Jake, is that what happened in the movie?
No,
yeah, exactly.
Literally fucking not.
Debatable?
Nah,
debatable.
Just to kind of whatever the fuck.
Clear the air, dude.
Just to clear the air, yeah.
Yeah, this air is pretty fucking stinky right now, but...
Yeah, because you keep farting in it.
Debatable.
Literally and figuratively, but...
Okay.
Yeah, in BVS, he wasn't trying to rule the world. He just wanted to get rid of Batman and Superman.
And rule the world. Anyway, it was... Spider-Man: Homecoming was a very good movie. It was, I really enjoyed the fact that, they really weren't trying to go for anything too risky.
I don't think they needed to.
They didn't need to, and I don't know. It's just a kind of refreshing thing. Like, it is really different from the other Marvel movies, I feel, because that's kind of like a little bit of a stick in the road right now with the cinematic universe. Yeah, every movie is pretty much a good movie. I don't think maybe there is a couple Marvel movies that some people would say is the...
Yeah, I think at the very least they're passable movies.
Yeah, everything is like... Everything in terms of production and all that is just good. They're well-made movies, but they are pretty much kind of cut and paste of, like, it's kind of just copy and paste, really. when it comes to
they
stories.
They got like a kind of formula for success going on.
Yeah, but I feel like Spider-Man Homecoming and even Thor Ragnarok, which I haven't seen, they are kind of, you know, yeah, it's the same thing with like superhero, villain, you know, at the end, superhero wins sort of thing.
Yeah.
But like Spider-Man Homecoming and Thor Ragnarok went in a little bit of a different approach with having it be, you know, humorous and also kind of just getting the character of Spider-Man right. Having him be a fucking kid. He's in high school. You know?
Yeah, he's only like 15 in this movie.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that it didn't fucking redo the Uncle Ben story.
The origin story.
And it was just, yeah, he had the suit because you already saw it. Why would we, you know, make another origin story and show you it again? You already know it, and you already know what happened in the other movie. He got his suit from Tony Stark, so we're just starting right off. He's a kid. Tom Holland did a really great job. And
is it?
Yeah, what?
I'm wondering, how fast did Iron Man make that suit, though?
Pretty fucking quick.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Yeah, pretty much. Those are good. Those are my favorite movies right now. Shape of Water, Spider-Man: Homecoming, and Split. What were you recapped yours?
Black Panther, Get Out, and Logan.
Nice.
Yeah,
I really liked how you did that. It was really professional.
Wow, thank you. So yeah, it seems like that's the end of our video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and leave a topic in the comments, and then we will review them. And who knows, yours might be the one that we talk about next.